Until about the 1970s, cryptography was mainly practiced in secret by military or spy agencies. However, that changed in the coming years with the emergence of a group known as cypherpunks. Now, I said that slowly and carefully because it is important to understand this group uses cipher in their name. In a minute, we'll talk about a similar name group that's totally different, but kind of sounds the same. A cypherpunk is an activist who advocates the widespread use of strong cryptography and privacy-enhancing technologies. The technical roots of cypherpunk ideals can be traced back to 1985 and the work of cryptographer David Chum. Chum also wrote the first known proposal for a blockchain protocol. In 1995, his company DigiCash, an electronic money corporation, created the first digital currency called eCash. However, David's eCash, unlike its successor Bitcoin, lacked one major feature, known as consensus. You'll learn about that and how the Bitcoin white paper addressed that in the coming chapters. Then in the late 1980s, the evolution continued with the emergence of Cryptopunks. A Cryptopunk was a new generation of entrepreneurs who valued individual liberty and collective value creation and co-creation using decentralization. Cryptopunks believed that they were born into a world not governed by logic or reason, but by greed, corporatism, subversion, bureaucracy, censorship, and inefficiency. Where did this doubt in the current flawed systems come from? Well, think about the financial crisis of 2007. It began with a crisis in the subprime mortgage market in the US and became a full-blown international banking crisis with the collapse of the investment bank Lehman Brothers on September 15, 2008. The banks were approving home buyers for loans that in no way could they afford to pay. Why? Because of greed and profitability. It led to massive bailouts of financial institutions to prevent a possible collapse of the world financial system. Banks were responsible for the crisis, but taxpayers' money was being used to bail them out. So to prevent the further creation of centralized systems that could be easily corrupted, Cryptopunks valued decentralization as a means of removing humans from positions of authority. Through decentralization, they could create inherent trust within the systems determined programmatically by computers. Finally, in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto, still an unknown person or group, wrote Bitcoin white paper. And that's where the fun starts. You'll learn about how everything comes together and how to prepare yourself for these changes in the next chapters. Let's quickly review what we've learned so far. Web 1.0 allows for simple one-way communication and the housing of information, static content. Web 2.0 allows for the sharing of information or interactive content. Cryptography given to us by ancient societies and improved upon by cypherpunks. David Chum's eCash leads to Bitcoin's origin within its consensus mechanism being the main difference. We'll learn a lot more in detail about consensus mechanism in the next chapter. And finally, Satoshi Nakamoto, a name used by a pseudonymous person or a group who developed Bitcoin, uses Bitcoin technology and all three concepts to create a foundational software program where peer-to-peer transactions are possible without a need for any middlemen in a secure and verifiable way. I'm the coach. This has been Blockchain 101. I will see you in the next chapter after a short quiz.